All right, should we have a look at this very important story on The Star, then?
Yes. So this is a story where a government MP risks career by calling the Downing Street mouser, Larry, so the famous cat, a little...
Yeah.
And that's what it basically...
Thank you for not saying that. Because some of our panellists would have just gone for that.
Straight in there.
Oh, no, I'm...
And I don't just mean Lewis Schaefer. Okay, I did.
So, it's kind of a non-story. He just called...
What? A non-story on the front of The Star?
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
Adam, you have not earned the right to say non-story. You have to be here for at least 7 or 8 months before you can start throwing out non-stories.
Okay, I'm not very...
You don't know what a non-story is.
That's very true.
This could be a big deal.
Okay, it is the most important story we've had, I think.
This is what we've given you. Deal with it.
I deliberately didn't learn the name because I think it's hilarious that we all know who Larry the Cat is, but nobody knows the name of the supposed MP. So I want to continue that tradition.
Supposed MP? You're denying he's even an MP.
Well, you don't even know his name.
You've gone full Lewis Schaefer. He has gone conspiracy theory. I like it.
All right. Okay. So, Josh, do you want to just start with whatever we're starting with?
Yeah, the Times. Let's go to the Times. Zelensky, Putin burns our cities as West delays. This is with Keir Starmer going to America, hanging out with Putin, and... hanging out with Putin. What am I talking about? Hanging out with Biden. My brain's gone all Biden-y.
Yeah.
But to try and persuade... I think the word is that Starmer's a little bit more for these missiles being supplied, and Biden is not, or should I say his controllers are not. So Starmer has basically left without any announcement forthcoming. And this is on the same time that Moscow has received 200 missiles from Iran. So that's not great. So obviously Zelensky is getting desperate. I mean, that's really his job, is to go out there and just say, I know you've given us billions,
please,
but sort it out, give us a couple more billions, and that's fair enough. He's fighting for his country. I get that.
Yeah,
respect.
Yeah, and I'm glad we're funding it. It's
Are you? Is that Saki?
No. I guess I don't know how much of my tax actually go to them directly. So it's always better than Putin, I guess. I think there's an interesting conversation this week about the executive use of giving Ukraine and Zelensky the power to use these Storm Shadow missiles, giving them executive power to basically actually hit territories inside of Russia, and that seems to be a big sort of should we do it, should we not? I think we should just do it. I feel like, Putin's been saying like, if you do anything, we're going to press the big red button and we're going to start a nuclear strike. He's been saying that for ages. He's the boy who cried wolf at this point.
Yeah, he didn't invade Ukraine.
Yeah, a bit of a risky game, isn't it? Calling Putin's bluff.
Specifically with the nuclear stuff, I genuinely think we should do it, because when you think about it, like you said, Josh, they've been receiving missiles from Iran. They've also from North Korea. A lot of this has been payrolled by China, by selling them oil and everything else. And he's been doing exactly that. So for him to sort of say, no, you can't. And he's been launching it into central Ukraine without any sort of restrictions. So for him to sort of say that is a bit rich. So
No. I mean, as someone said, he said, Putin, if you want to end the war, just pull back out of Ukraine.
Yeah, but he doesn't want to lose face. That's the problem. The male ego is a powerful
You're comfortable gambling everyone in the world's life on Putin bluffing, basically?
Not just me. Some of the most senior members of within the British sort of military. One of the admirals said so as well. So
just never play poker with Adam.
All right, I always win. So this is from The Guardian. We owe it to voters. Harris calls for another debate at North Carolina rallies. So Kamala Harris held rallies on Thursday in North Carolina, first in Charlotte and then in Greensboro, calling for another round of debates with Donald Trump 2 days after her strong showing in Philadelphia against the former president. So I didn't get to watch the debate in entirety. I certainly didn't stay up till 2 a.m. or 1 a.m. when it started.
Watch GB
Neither
News.
did you.
That's what the job involves.
For facts, Josh, is just
I stayed up.
I was here. I was watching GB News all night long.
Well, it didn't start till 2 in the morning, so how does that work? Anyway, the point is, I think from the clips I'd seen and from the general consensus on Twitter, and my Twitter's heavily right-wing, people weren't impressed with Trump to an extent. They felt like he didn't go as hard enough as he could have done with talking about mass immigration and everything else. He was focusing more on migrants,
He was also a bit all over the place, I think.
Yeah, and I think what's interesting is, I'm no fan of Kamala myself, but it's like, I think what we've seen is someone who's got a younger cognitive brain speaking to an old person. I think against Biden, Trump always looks pretty strong, and against Kamala, he maybe just fumbled, didn't sort of attack her when he needed to.
Well,
so
the interesting thing is that they are putting Kamala, social media peeps, are putting out all these videos now, sort of showing Trump in the previous debates, sort of 8 years ago, or whatever, and showing him now, and showing the seemingly cognitive decline. Sort of
well, the other videos, though...
Coming home to roost.
The other videos they're putting out of all they're eating the dogs, but the thing is, they just look really cool and funny for Trump, and it's completely backfiring, because there was a guy that put it out as a socialist, and he's, like, really angry on Twitter, because everyone's, like, loving this video. It's like a song of eating the dogs. All anyone's going to remember, because Trump's the king of memes, they're like, oh, he lost the debate. All anyone's going to remember is they're eating the dogs, they're eating the cat. Today he added a new one. He came out and said, they're walking off with the town's geese. They're just like, they're taking the geese.
But of course, the thing is, back to the story, yes, she does want to have another debate. She did well in it.
Yeah, she came off
well.
Why do you want another if you've won?
Well, because she wants to win again. Yeah, exactly.
Like
now,
the Bee Gees, you win
the
again.
Majority of Americans polled said they didn't feel that there had to be another debate. I think more debates the better.
Trump's also said he doesn't want any more.
Yeah, no, he doesn't want any more because it's only his to
Trump
lose.
says she was a no-show at the Fox debate, refused to do NBC and CBS, and then in block capitals, Kamala should focus on what she should have done during the last almost 4-year period. There will be no third debate.
I think more debates are absolutely a good thing.
Well, they're good for us.
Not going to happen.
All right, should we quickly do the Telegraph? And could a childless cat lady swing the election for Harris?
Very nice. Yeah, Taylor Swift is the childless cat lady in this case. Could swing the election for Kamala Harris. These are the numbers that prove it. So the Telegraph have gone deep dive down into the numbers. And the argument traditionally would be that no, and actually people kind of resent celebrities coming forward and spewing forth their stupid opinions. But in this case, it might actually make a difference. It made a difference when someone's massive enough, it made a difference. It made a difference with Oprah. Supposedly she got like 1 million more votes for Obama. They're sort of saying it could make a difference here. It certainly did make a difference on when she put a post out, and there was like a 500% increase on the vote website.
Yeah,
like
585, but in registrations.
Well, here's the thing. Will those children, young people, turn out and vote? That's what they don't know. They say if those people who said that they would have voted and were registered to vote for Hillary Clinton, then she would have actually won that election. But they didn't.
No, there's a big gap. Plus, you could argue, the so-called cat ladies, the single women in their 30s are voting Harris anyway. They're not switching across. Young people are too young to vote. Will anyone actually switch because of Taylor Swift? With the clock against us, as Mark Dolan says. What do you think, Adam?
Yeah, no, I think this is really interesting. I think Taylor Swift has a lot of sway, more so than traditional celebrities. If anybody disagrees, they don't know how mental, I don't know if I can say that, Swifties are. They are very passionate people.
My wife's a Swiftie.
I'm sorry to hear that.
She's mental.
Get a divorce. No, I think that's it's interesting. I think when you said young people, I think you've got to remember a lot of these Swifties are actually aging millennials. A lot of them in their 30s.
Yeah, that's young for us, mate.
Oh, okay.
Don't rub
How
it
dare you? I'm an ageing millennial. That's exactly what I am.
You're going to start going on about weights again. Jeez,
Young
what
guys, I know. Adam's last show. And Farage has found himself in a war against the establishment. That's not like him, Adam.
No, so this is the story from Telegraph. Nigel Farage lashes out over fears he could lose GB News' job. And this comes from Lucy Powell, leader of the Commons and chairman of the newly formed Commons Modernisation Committee, has tasked officials with looking into politicians' media appearances as part of a wide effort to improve the levels of public trust and remove conflicts of interest. Now, I looked at some of the stats, and Josh, you were teasing me earlier for being a calculator.
I'm such a tease.
Such a tease.
I'm such a tease in the office.
Anyway, he was paid £82,000 last month for 32 hours, which works out to £2,562 an hour, which is incredible because my hourly rate is £37.50 an hour. So,
what do you do?
I'm on here, Nick. Thank you very much. But yeah, no, I think this is interesting, isn't it? Well, I think before we criticise this, you might sort of go, should they be allowed, should they not? What's interesting about this is the fact that Labour MPs, namely David Lammy and Jess Phillips, have both been paid vast sums by other entities. 44,000 for appearances on LBC. David Lammy received last year, and Jess Phillips received more than 11,500 for Sky for TV appearances she paid. So it's all over the shop. Everyone's doing it.
I mean, it should just be called the Stop Farage law. I mean, this is clearly what they want to do. But also, then again, when you look at the full law, they talk about media appearances, journalism, speeches, and it's just kind of everything. I mean, you wouldn't be allowed Boris Johnson's columns. It's very normal for politicians to write columns expressing their views, isn't it? Is that a compliment?
Well, this is wider than Nigel Farage's
but you feel it's aimed at him slightly.
Job here. Yes, I do think it's possibly slightly, but no, I'm saying the story is larger than him in terms of the implications. And obviously, look, he's got one of the biggest. Is it the biggest show? One of the biggest shows, I think, Breakfast and his show. So there's a vested interest in us on this channel going, oh, we think that of course he should do it. But the reasons that they are saying in terms of improving levels of public trust and removing a conflict of interest, well, they banned MPs from providing paid advice on policy, like for having a second job. That makes sense. That's a contradict, in terms of them having conflicts of interest. But I don't know what the conflict of interest is in terms of presenting a TV show. Arguably, it increases your communication with your audience, and as he himself has pointed out, I think fairly, you're also getting on different points of view. And to be fair to him, I don't agree with him politically, but I have seen him concede points to political opponents on his show.
Yeah.
And that's
he's very fair. He has all kinds of people on. But he says, I'm here with a panel of people. Some agree with me, some disagree. We have an open debate. What is wrong with that, Adam?
But I think you're sort of both missing the idea of Nigel Farage bad. And that's the entirety. That's the entirety of the opposition, and I think that's most people go. He bad. He should not get money.
Also, just quickly in his defence, it seems like a lot of money, and it seems like when you work out the hourly rate like that.
But the reality is less than my wage.
Yeah, it's not like we are being paid seemingly for an hour of telly, but that's not the reality of it. You're not factoring in. How am I getting paid to dye my beard? I haven't had a chance to do it recently. No. Am I being paid to pluck my nose hair? Like, this stuff takes a long time. I'm sure he's doing the same thing.
And you sleep in the office, Joe. You're here the whole time.
Also, I have to reply to all the requests for the nude photos. That's a couple of hours. So it's not just 1 hour.
You get to reply to all the tweets you get after the show.
It's a tricky job. It's much more than an hour.
They're all after Farage. There was a Led by Donkeys billboard today in Clacton saying, he gets paid this amount. Oh, shock horror, famous public figure makes money. Meanwhile, they're letting Starmer off for the winter fuel payments and releasing violent
They said they were going to hold Labour to account, and I'm yet to see them do that.
It says accountability in their Twitter bio. We're all waiting with bated breath. There's a new trend amongst Gen Z called Christianity, but will it catch on, Adam?
What's that, sorry?
Christianity.
Never heard of it. Okay. So God for Instagram, God for the Instagram generation. A new wave of celebrities passionate about religion could see emptying churches filled once more. Yeah, so this is a news story that younger celebrities are now sort of embracing God, very trendy. I think some of the vicars are now sort of saying, rape my fit, which is like exactly what you
Rape my what?
No, didn't say that. Rate.
Oh, rate.
Specifically didn't use that word that you said.
Rate my fit.
Yes.
What does fit mean?
What clothes you're wearing, Josh? Are you not down with the kids, Josh? Where's your Riz?
Yeah, where's your Riz?
Oh, man. Rate my...
He also used Riz in the wrong context.
No, it means charisma. It kind of works.
It kind of means chatting up girls, I guess.
I thought it was Rizzlers was about...
You can't Riz Josh unless you're gay. Anyway...
What?
What's going on? I'm out of my...
a demographic that doesn't watch this show is getting this. Go on.
Yeah, exactly. That's very true. Interestingly, people on Christianity is cool again. Or at least it's having its moment. I think people are in their Christian era, which is what young people say.
Well, that's it. Look, the wheel turns. And this is sort of TikTok. People have been embracing, younger people have been embracing more right-wing politics as well. On there's the whole trad femme or whatever it is.
Yeah.
And also, I guess it's a way of rebelling. But the other thing, of course, is it might just be nice for people to reconnect with some form of spirituality.
I mean, and I'm saying this as an atheist. I think it's quite nice if people are culturally Christian and they see some values in that, and it brings people together as a community, and it's helping other people out. Why not?
Well, it's great. Let me be clear. I obviously think it's great that Christianity is coming back. I just think it's slightly weird the way the article's selling it as a kind of what crazy thing the influencers are doing, you know what I mean? That's my only problem.
But there's Bear Grylls. He's a big... He's always allowed to say the big popular Christian. Dermot O'Leary.
This
is cool, guys!
It is worth to say that the ONS, the Office for National Statistics, has said, though, that since 2021, the religious Christianity has fell from 59% to 46%, so it's still...
Oh, yeah, we know we're not winning, but let's...